Oh my gosh, this is amazing, and I just want to say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts. Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man. Yeah.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you like the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, smackdown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
Your life. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wrestling with Savage. We are live. It is Tuesday night, one of my favorite nights in the week. I used to really relish Wednesday nights. But as of late, that black and gold, fire in the logo, the matches, the promos, the vignettes, the storytelling, the building of characters, the developmental process coming to life in front of your eyes live on a Tuesday night, topped off by a Grayson Waller effect that will leave you speechless. Fucking speechless. What's up, Jay? How you doing tonight, Tuesday night?
Welcome to the greatest show in the world.
It is.
Every Tuesday night, Wrestling with Savage, NXT 2.0. I will not call it NXT. I will never call it that.
Oh, I got you on camera calling it NXT a few times. Come on now.
It still bleeds in the blood.
It bleeds, all right. It bleeds in your blood. I'll give you that, bro. You're a loyal fan, man. You're a loyal fan. That's what Jay is. Jay is a loyal fan
program show in the world
to NXT. He's a loyal fan to Wrestling with Savage. He's a loyal fan to talking wrestling.
I'm ready to get started.
He's ready to get started. But before we get started tonight, let's talk a little bit about an email that I got last night. Just my 2 cents, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. In my opinion, McMahon screwed up pro wrestling when he dissolved the WCW. He had an opportunity to compete with himself. Instead, he killed what could have been his greatest accomplishment. He could have made it Shane's or Stephanie's company that was competition for his own WWE. I don't watch much wrestling anymore, so I value your opinion on my thoughts. And this is coming to us from Ben in Chicago suburbs, Mantino, Illinois.
Hey, Ben.
Nice
What's
farm
up?
time. Hi, Ben. Thank you so much for emailing in. And just a real quick touch to your question. Vince McMahon definitely did give it to Shane McMahon in the beginning to run the ball with, and then later on, of course, Stephanie got involved with Paul Heyman and ECW, and we had those series of wars over the years between companies, between WCW, between WWF, WWE, whatever you want to call them. For this segment, I'm going to stick to WWF, because I'm pretty sure it was still WWF at this point, right? This was all during the original Federation days, and Vince McMahon is like an absolute genius. What's going on right now? I hear so much noise in the background right now. I think my baby's crying right now. My wife's definitely not getting up. But we're going to stick to your question. We're going to let little man cry it out. Hopefully he can put himself to sleep. If not, I'm going to have to get up and go check on him, because that's what a good dad does. Doesn't sound good right now, Jay. It sounds fucking brutal. This rarely happens. But Ben, to get to your question, Vince McMahon did give his wife, an opportunity to get involved on TV. They had a whole kind of series of wars. The biggest problem with the whole WCW acquisition is the stars that they got. It wasn't big enough. They didn't get big enough stars to do the job. They didn't get the Stings. They didn't get the DDPs. They didn't get the Scott Steiners right away. There wasn't like a lot of fucking talent to really do anything with. Goldberg didn't come right away. Hogan didn't come right away. Nash didn't come right away. Scott Hall didn't come right away. All these big stars who had, all these memories and moments in the business that had the ability to put butts in seats and sell out arenas and just make it hot. They weren't there yet. They had the Billy Kidmans, they had the Perry Saturns, they had the guys so bad that I don't even want to mention their names. There was a a huge list of talent at the time from WCW that were just worthless. They were worthless in the ring. They were worthless on the mic. They didn't know how to work. The shit was a shit show in the beginning. If it was done correctly, if Vince would have paid the money for Sting, if Vince would have paid the money for Ric Flair, and all these Arn Anderson and all these old school guys from WCW, you know, even Dusty Rhodes, you get him in there. If you do it right, they could have had the greatest story ever if they would have had that full WCW lineup. And Vince would have took it real serious and said, let's, you know, now that it's ours, like Ben mentions in his email, make it serious competition. You know what I mean? We didn't really get serious competition. We got a joke of a faction. I mean, who was the most powerful member of WCW back then? Probably Booker T, right? I would assume. But Vince definitely dropped the ball on this one. He should have never stopped running with the whole WCW thing. In my opinion, SmackDown should have always been WCW, or it should have been Nitro, you know, Friday Night Nitro with the World Championship. You know what I'm saying? They should have never got rid of that. But Vince is a petty guy, and at the end of the day, he wants to do what's best for his mind and his business, and that's burying people. If he's determined or deeded that it's, you know, he's got to bury you, you're getting buried. So WCW got buried in the end. So did ECW. They all got buried. They got beaten to submission until nobody gave a fuck. And then boom. Now we're off to the races, Raw versus SmackDown. Jay, what's your take on the whole McMahon? I mean, Stephanie did get involved. Shane got involved. But do you think we could have did it differently?
I mean, Ben, you know, I wish this storyline what you mentioned was really great and everything of competition, you know, between the McMahons and whatnot. But like Savage said, they try to go for it. WCW ended in March 26, 2001. McMahon bought it for about, a $60 million company by a group of investors, and Eric Bischoff got sold for $3 to $7 million. So
yeah, it was money. It wasn't even a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, but what does that tell you, Ben? It basically tells you it's bad management that led to the demise and also bad creative, right? So that led to all that. And McMahon tried to do the storyline with the invasion, like you mentioned, Savage, WWF, WCW, ECW, which was that's box office right there, just saying that, right? But unfortunately, like you mentioned, like the big guys were all under contract. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Ric Flair. Ric Flair didn't debut till like after Survivor Series 2001. Let's not forget.
Yeah, he would have had to pay
Steiner,
them their money plus whatever they were asking for. It would have been crazy.
Scott Steiner, you know, the list goes on. And they didn't debut till 2002. And Goldberg didn't debut till 2003. So all the big WCW names that draw money, and don't forget Sting didn't debut 2 years after, right?
Yeah.
So
not
all these big names
not at all.
couldn't help. And now let's take a look, Ben. What we had in this competition between the different McMahons, right? We had B-level WCW talent. I have a list here. I have here Chuck Palumbo, Sean O'Hara, Mark Jindrak, Mike Awesome, Elix Skipper, Huge Morris. I could keep going.
You mean Hugh Morris?
Yeah.
He said Huge Morris.
Well, he's huge
Yeah.
because he's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, he's
right?
a big guy. Yeah.
So, Hugh Morris, what does that tell you? You can't work with talent like that. And here's another evidence, Ben, and you could always look it up, and I encourage everybody here on Wrestling with Savage that is watching us to do the same. WCW was going through a 2.0, sort of say like NXT 2.0 is how I love to call it. And they had their chance. And I have it here, July 2nd, 2001. It was a Monday Night Raw. It was a main event. It wasn't even, I don't even think it was a main event. It was just a match between Booker T and Buff Bagwell. And that match was so horribly bad that the chants were saying, this match sucks, it stinks, it's horrible, boring, get off. Look it up, watch the match. Fortunately, that's just the example. McMahon hated it so much that WCW just died from there. So this is what caused it, Ben. I wish there was competition, but when you don't have A-plus talent going against A-plus talent on the other side, it just doesn't work. And let's not forget, Savage, all these WCW guys, every time they went against a WWF guy, they were made to look weak, and they took L's.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that doesn't work as well.
I mean, didn't Stone Cold at one point join the WCW side? And he was fighting for WCW. So now you have the strongest guy in your faction is a WWF guy. It's not a WCW guy. I mean, yeah, they were made to be shitted on the whole time. They made their little show and run off it money, and you know how many DVD series did they make for the Monday Night Wars and all that crap. They still talk about all that crap to this day. And the problem is the wrestling fans, the masses, you know, they just keep buying into it.
I will say this, Ben and Savage, that this still made money. So it wasn't a complete shit show. It still made some money, but it didn't make the money as it could have made.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, the bottom line is they didn't have the star power to make that shit, you know, be watchable.
All on the contracts.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, if
should have waited to 2000.
Imagine if that first Survivor Series, you know, you had Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, and let's say Kane or Mankind versus Ric Flair, Sting, Hulk Hogan, the Giant, right?
Giant was in WWF.
Yeah, but he could have maybe switched sides. They could have did like a whole like heel faction thing, and you get the NWO there. Maybe it's just a whole NWO, even Hogan, Nash, Scott Hall, Big Show. You know, anybody else. They could have had anybody else. They could have did so many things. Sting, you get in there. Macho Man, if he was still going.
Well, don't forget, Macho Man and Luger didn't want to come. They weren't on the contract.
You gotta think WWE maybe dropped the ball by not bringing Macho in again.
It was too much bad blood on both sides.
Yeah, but look, I mean, they made up with Warrior. I mean, I think Vince probably regrets that he didn't have one last run kind of thing with Macho before he passed away. I guarantee you Vince regrets that. It probably bothers him. He was really close to Macho Man because Macho Man was one of those pillars. You know, if you guys really want to talk about pillars, and the crazy thing about pillars is people like to put pillars on top of pillars, but at the bottom of all those pillars, there's older pillars. And your pillars, you have Roxanne and Corey Jade up there, but under all their pillars, you have the Hogans and the Macho Mans and the Flairs, you know, holding that shit up real fucking strong. Macho Man was a pillar. But yeah, they could have did a much better job with the WCW versus WWF, but what are you going to do? They didn't have the stars to make it happen, unfortunately, Ben. Maybe in our next lifetime, or maybe in like 10, 20 years when Vince comes out of retirement to buy AEW.
I'm sure there'll be something coming in the future. I'm sure something.
Or maybe Tony Khan. Imagine Tony Khan buys WWE.
No, please. No.
He's got enough money.
Oh,
He's got enough money. He's got the money.
Can't let that happen.
Imagine, though, and then he pulls the McMahon. He comes on WWE on the network, on the Peacock, struts his stuff.
Never.
Jay, what show did we watch tonight? Why don't you remind me?
NXT 2.0, baby.
It's NXT, man. Come on. Wade Barrett on the screen right here looking great.
Live.
And again, thank you, Ben, for sending us an email. If anybody else wants to send an email, you can go ahead and do that. wrestlingwithsavage@gmail.com. Email any questions you have there for me or Jay or Dave or Gilch or just wrestling in general. Or, you know, whatever. If you just want to have a comment, send it away. NXT opens up. It looks like we got a new commentary team going down. You got Byron Saxton doing a guesting spot. You know, we're told that Vic Jones is stuck at immigration, and, Wade is very happy that there's going to be 1 week without Vic Jones. Very happy. New commentary team. Do you know the other guy's name that was on the left?
I must say, I was so fucking impressed with this guy. He must be of Indian descent because it said Sade, Shalu. I hope I'm saying it right. But this guy was impressive. If Vic Joseph was not to come back, I'll take this guy any day of the week. I'll take him over Jimmy Smith
Overall, the commentary tonight was on point. Even Byron Saxton.
Jimmy Smith.
Even Byron Saxton was good on commentary tonight. You could tell he was more laid back and that this was just him being able to be free. There was no script for him here. He could just say whatever he wanted.
Let's fire Jimmy Smith. This will lighten Raw and will make it more interesting with this guy commentating.
I think Wade Barrett's ready for Monday Night Raw, man.
I told you that already.
I think I've got some bad... You ever think he's going to wrestle again, man? Is he done?
Yeah. Unless they really need him, like, yo, we need money, bro.
NXT, man. NXT opens up hot. We got Pretty Deadly, State of the Commonwealth. Excuse me. Order, please. I'm just going to read the notes real quick, and then we're going to go right into what Jay thinks of this whole State of the Commonwealth. Order, please. Kip Wilson. You have Elton over there. Your next NXT Tag Team... Your NXT Tag Team Champions, Pretty Deadly. Order. First order. Two tasty snacks in the WWE. We're going to have a side plate check. We are like the Pilgrims from the United Kingdoms to make America better. We came here. 2-time NXT Tag Team Champs. We get a shut the hell up chant from the crowd. You know, they're asking for order, please. This crowd at NXT Performance Center down there, they're very disrespectful to the tag team champs, Jay. I don't appreciate that. I feel like these tag team champions, especially after what we saw tonight, which we'll talk about later, they deserve a little more respect, okay? These guys are putting on matches. They're putting on bangers. They're cutting nice promos, not really making mistakes. Vignettes, left and right. Looking solid, man. Looking solid, bro. They trash all the tag teams because they've beaten everybody. They're laughing about it. Where art thou? Where art thou, number one contender? Order, please. Trash. Just trash. Completely dump on every tag team there. Basically calling them all worthless. None of you are worthy of us because we're tag team royalty. You know. They decree in front of the NXT Commonwealth that there's not a challenger in sight, and that they should be awarded the Tag Team Championship forever, boy. Who do you think comes out, Jay? Why don't you tell us who comes out? Who came out and what they do?
Brawling Brutes comes out, which was a shocker. Oh, shocker. Good shocker. They come out and they're ready for a fight because it's fight night. It's Tuesday night, fight night.
How hyped were you to see that Pete Dunne was going to be fighting on NXT again?
Well, we'll get into all that later, but I was hype about this.
I mean, you knew this was going to turn into a match because these guys ain't showing up for a segment. They're showing up for a fight. Because like you said, it's fight night. So the second you see the Brawling Brutes, you know there's going to be a wrestling match because they're here to fight. And that's what they do. Even Rich Holland impressing me tonight. You know, that's hard to do. But he did it. He did it because he hurt one of my favorite guys. So I have, you know, a disdained view of him, unfortunately. But slowly but surely, with hard work and dedication, you know, accidents do happen. So you can't hold it over his head. I'm sure Big E would tell you the same thing. Rich Holland, give him a pass because he's putting in the work. They come out. They beat the crap out of Pretty Deadly, send them out of the ring. This obviously is going to set up a match for later tonight. But real quick, let's get into one of the more talented NXT athletes. One of the vets now in the business. Carmelo Hayes with Trick Williams versus Oro Mensah, which is a match we're going to get into right after I tell you about this video package in the parking lot that was just brutal. Toxic Attraction getting out of their limo and Alba Fire there just beating the crap out of these two poor girls who are going to have to compete in a tag team match. Poor JC Jane, poor Gigi Dolan. I couldn't believe this. I was shocked and offended and very upset because Toxic Attraction, again, when we talk about respect, another team that deserves the respect of the locker room, and Alba Fire is not given that respect because she's going into business for herself. According to what some other wrestling critics would say. She's going into business for herself. She apparently somehow gets in the limo and then the limo takes off. So that really didn't make sense either. I would have liked to see something with Mandy Rose, but obviously Mandy was not there, let's be honest. Mandy was not there. Mandy was too busy taking selfies at somebody's pool. Some were beautiful. And you're not. And that's that. Mandy Rose took the fucking night off, man. Well-deserved night off, too. She is the greatest female NXT champion of all time. All time. How many more days before she passes Shayna Baszler?
Probably another 200 or something.
No, it can't be 200. She got to be at like 3-something right now. Well, maybe you're right. 222, right? What is Shayna, like 522? She could do it. She could do it. Maybe. Man. I don't know. But the way that they're shitting on Toxic lately, it's kind of hard to...
Was I ready for the main roster?
Later tonight, we're going to get the match between Gigi Dolan, JC Jane versus Nikita Lyons and Zoe Starks. Did you have a pick for this match, Jay, before the match happened? We're not going to talk about the match. I want to know if you had a pick for this match. You did. Okay. Let's talk about Oro Mensah. I was impressed tonight, actually. I liked his ability in the ring. There was a couple of spots and a couple of bumps that I felt like he could have did a little better, especially that code breaker kind of thing that Carmelo was doing. He kind of took like a front bump to it. He should have went back more and did some crazy shit. Took a nasty bump. I didn't like that. He took a bump all the way on the corner of the ring, and then he kind of crawled into position for the finish. I'm sure you caught that. I don't like that. You should land in maybe one roll, okay, but not like a whole fucking crawl to where this guy's going to hit you perfectly as you get back up. Other than that, I was impressed with a lot of his actual hip tosses, his wrist locks, his movement in the ring, even his ability to just jump off the ropes quickly and make it look effortless. He definitely looks like he knows what he's doing in the ring. Not bad. But Carmelo Hayes, of course, picking up the win because he's balling. What'd you think of this match?
Sloppy, flat. It wasn't good. The springboard leg drop that Melo does didn't even look good. Hit his back, actually. I don't know. Something was off. Mensah reminds me of a Dolph Ziggler. He just oversells everything. Even the exploder suplex was just... I don't know. He just wants to throw the guy super high. I get it, dude, but it's just a little over the top. Reminds me of Batman with all the theatrics going around, and I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it from Mensah.
It reminds me of Batman, the flapping.
Melo did the springboard clothesline, then springboard, moonsault. That was about it. It was nothing good in this match. I think for me, this was a low for Melo. I'm going to go 1.5. Just because I didn't like it, and I think Mensah was just, his footwork wasn't there, and he's just a little over the top for me. I mean, if he slows it down, I will go even decent, but I just got to see what happens as we get to the ladder match of the Havoc.
I thought it was a decent match with a decent finish. They managed to actually both come out looking okay.
Finish.
Maybe, but nobody looked too weak because there was the distraction and all that. But Carmelo joins the commentary after the match to see who is going to qualify for his ladder match. We got a video of Damon Kemp beating Brutus up. Here's all the last shots over here. You see Hayes putting in the work. Nice shot of that submission right there. Neck wrench by Carmelo Hayes. That's that over the body that Jay was talking about is too much, where he's looking like Batman flapping his wings over here. It's funny that I actually got a shot of that, Jay. The match was decent, though. It wasn't the greatest.
So much.
There's a nice German suplex that I think Carmelo, pretty sure he countered that shit. I took a lot of screenshots tonight, man. I mean, look at this crap. Wow. We're going to get a match now. Adam Chase versus Von Wagner with Mr. Stone by his side. Andre Chase coming out with Brody Hayward and Thea Hale, who apparently has only 2 students that come to the ring with him, even though they always show vignettes of him with 20 kids in his classroom. I guess the rest of his students are in the crowd. That's why they have their little Chase U section. He tried tonight. He tried, Mr. Chase. Mr. Chase put a valiant effort on to try to beat a monster. And that monster's Von Wagner. And, monsters don't go down easy, unfortunately. So, somehow, some way, Andre Chase still ended up looking good tonight, even though he got slayed by a beast. But it is what it is. I like that it wasn't a squash match. I like that Von Wagner was taking a lot of those bumps. I like that he let Chase work his leg a little bit. Kid's got his catchphrase. He's got his little move in there. He's got his little gimmick. I don't know what he'll do with it, but he's got it. We'll see what happens with it. What did you see tonight with Mr.
Right now,
Andre Chase and Von Wagner?
Right now, the Chase Craft University just ran into the Von Wagner Express, baby. This guy has been ready for main events since he had been already main evented NXT. Don't forget, he had a championship match at his first pay-per-view. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget this guy was already on the main roster. Maybe you forgot, but not me.
Come on,
I
man.
was a number
Forget.
one Von Wagner fan.
Look around, Jay.
The security guard.
I live wrestling.
Peers of SmackDown, and I was there with him in all spirit, but they took him down because they said he wasn't ready. I get it. He wasn't ready at that time. It was the right thing to do, but this time he's ready, and I will definitely move up Robert Stone because Robert Stone is ready as well as a manager. But overall, this match wasn't really great. You know, it's just simple. It was basically, I'm going to do some knees to your chest. I'm going to stomp you. I'm going to strike you. I'm going to show you how hard I'm going to hit. I'm going to hit you in the back. And I'm going to basically do the big boot, which was awesome, with that DVD driver, which is a great finish for this guy. I love it. I love it, even though it wasn't it's just a simple match. Boy, it was just so great because Von Wagner's facials, even when he was selling, it was just great. You know, don't forget Chase with the Russian leg sweep and his Chase U gimmick. But come on, you really think that's going to make you go into the ladder match for the North American Championship? It's not. It is Von Wagner's time. He is fully ready. And if he does not win this championship, it would all tell me what I need to know this guy will make it on the main roster. This guy has the look. Doesn't have the charisma, but he has the look. He has something about him. I don't know what it is. I'm giving this 3.5. Why? Because Von Wagner, and let's not forget, Robert Stone took that body slam on the outside.
By Thea Hale.
Good.
That was nice.
And he sold it as well. So
Yeah. Nice move set by Von Wagner, though. Great selling by Von Wagner. He took all the flips and moves that Chase was giving to him, trying to get several pin attempts. But there it is. There's that monstrous big boot. Von Wagner right now might have the most vicious big boot in the business right now. I'm just being real. Name another big guy right now that's dropping better big boots than that, except maybe one guy. One guy I can name that I can compare. You want to know who that is? He's not from NXT.
There's nobody.
Luchasaurus.
No.
I've seen some hella good big boots from that dude. But Von Wagner right now, I mean, big boot. Nice little finish. All right, it's like a twisting, basically it's like an FU kind of looking, twisting fucking Death Valley crappy.
Nice move.
It's nice, it's nice, it's different. It's his own move. He's got the look. Guy looks like DDP on steroids, basically. He does. You know, I might as well start doing the diamond cutter. And here I got a shot of Wes Lee attacking Carmelo on the commentary table, which, you know, that wasn't very nice of him. Wes Lee needs to have better manners. You know, real quick, I'm going to go back in time right now. I'm going to show you. We didn't talk about it, but there we got the video package of Damon Kemp beating the shit out of fucking Brutus with a steel chair, hitting him like 10 times, going nuts. You see the damage on the shoulder of Brutus right there. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Von Wagner, again, good performance. I'll give it a 4-star tonight, actually. I liked it. I had fun with it. 4-star. You know what else gets 4-star? This segment right here with Sanga, Nathan Frazier. Basically, Sanga telling him, you know what, I hope you win this. If you don't, you know, if I don't win, I want you to become the champion. And then who do you think we see? None other than Veer Mahan. Veer Mahan, we haven't seen him on Monday Night Raw, thank God. And they repackaged him, they've rebranded him, they stuck him with Sanga. Business is about to pick up, Jay. Business is about to pick up for Sanga and company, my friend. You are seeing a championship faction being created right in front of your eyes. And you know who I think would fit in nice with these guys? You know who I think would be a good enforcer for them? It's your boy Zion Quinn. I like it.
George, don't disrespect. Don't disrespect me right now on live TV, all right? Don't do
when you get mad, it's George, right? When you get mad, it's George. Nah, I don't like that shit. You will refer to me as Savage on Wrestling with Savage.
Not
Jay.
when you talk shit. Not when you talk shit about Zion.
How
Quinn.
did I talk shit about Zion Quinn? I just said he would be a great fit. I've been impressed with Zion Quinn lately.
That is a diss.
He needs it in his career right now. He's taking losses to Quincy Elliott. He needs to help. Sanga can help Zion Quinn reach his full potential.
Anyway.
There's a
That's
big...
what you were saying. That's what you're saying about Sanga. Listen, this was great. Overall, all jokes aside,
It was.
your Mahal coming to Sanga. Now, this is not their first time into tag team. They were a tag team, if you remember.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
If you remember this game.
And they were dominant.
Malcolm Bivens, right?
They were dominant.
So, they were dominant. It just somewhere, I guess somebody scraped the plans for them and we never saw them. But overall, this works right now. I think Veer should take a step back. He should be dropped a little bit in NXT, get some a little experience, and then come up with Sanga. And it might actually be good in a year or so. I like this. This is a 4-star for me.
I can see these guys going far in NXT as tag team, and I can see them going far in WWE as a tag team down the road. I'm calling them right now future WWE tag team champions, and I feel like Sanga will be a future WWE champion. I'm calling that right now. Undisputed. Sanga's going to be undisputed champion one day. Oh, he already did. In his heart. Now we're going to get the worst thing of the night. This, to me, was the low point of the night. And I don't care if you agree with me or not, Jay, but this promo from Lash Legend, blah, blah, blah. Shout out to my boy, Judge, for hitting 62 home runs and breaking the AL record. Great fucking job. Very happy that I bought your jersey years ago when I went to that Yankees game. I got to get this guy to sign that shit. What a fucking beast. Shout out to you real quick. I know, not wrestling related, but he looks like he could be a fucking wrestler. Am I wrong? Like, dude, 6'5", whatever he is, 6'7", he's a monster. Maybe. Judge versus Logan Paul? WrestleMania 46?
Christ. I probably will never watch wrestling again if that happens.
We get a video from earlier today. Grayson Waller preparing for the Waller effect later tonight. You see him getting a lot of it out of his beautiful yellow Hummer. His security force is being instructed to make sure that Apollo Crews doesn't get anywhere near this show because you don't want to interrupt this. This is the Grayson Waller effect. We're going live on USA. We're going live on Instagram. And this is going to be the most innovative talk show in the history of the WWE. Presented to you by Grayson Waller, who is a 100% natural talent. This kid is next level. This kid is going to be a fucking star. The Grayson Waller Show. And his guests, Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez. I know Jay can't wait to get into this. So Jay, since you love them so much, I'm going to go to you first. All right? But, you know, we're not there yet, though. We're not there yet. Grayson Waller.
Be there right now.
No, we're not, because we have a match between Wendy Chu and Lash Legend. Lash Legend spends more time pulling hair out of her face than actually wrestling. Wendy somehow gets the win, even though she got her ass beat the majority of the match. The first 30 seconds of this match were probably the hardest 30 seconds of the year for me to even handle. It was bad. It was sloppy, bad drop kicks. They did pick up the pace a little bit, and, you know, at least they finished the match. But I feel like these two don't really have a good chemistry, and at the end of the day, this turned into a squash for Lash Legend, let's be real. I mean, Wendy Chu didn't really get much off anyway. She was always getting caught. Lash Legend, and the size difference is crazy, which you're seeing in the screenshots. Jay, what did you see tonight?
Basically, what I saw, what no other show can do, Raw, SmackDown, even other federations, MLW, AEW, etc., etc. Even the lowest point of the match, where you know it's gonna automatically suck. NXT just makes it look good, and this would have happened here tonight.
Nah, this did not look good. Stop
Last
it.
Legend.
This did not look good.
Last Legend with an impressive tilt-around backbreaker on the outside.
Actually, that was good. That was good.
If you don't notice about Last Legend, she always tends to drop the ball, even when it was before live. And for some reason, when it was live, the promo she cut before, that impressive tilt-around backbreaker. Let's not forget when she had Wendy Chu in the ropes, and she just basically flicked the ropes into her throat. That was a good spot too. And give it to Chu. She actually sold it. I can't even say, yes, it was bad. Yes, Wendy Chu's, I don't know what that was, a second splash for a finish. Not my cup of tea. But this was impressive on both sides. Legend always is.
How did Wendy Chu get the win, though, bro? That's crazy. She took down Stratton. By the way, where the fuck is Tiffany Stratton? Is she hurt?
Well,
what happened, man? Fuck!
I don't think she's hurt, but overall, this was impressive, but I'm not going to rate it great or good. I'm still going to be at a 2, but think about it. I wouldn't even go that far if I wouldn't say both women didn't impress. And you got to give it. They cut the bullshit gimmick once Legend got into Wendy Chu's face, and that's what I liked. I didn't like the bullshit this or the bullshit that. It was straight, okay, I'm Chu, I'm a sleeping gimmick, now I'm ready to fight. And it was a fight, and this is why it's a 2.
I'll give you that. The first minute was the most unbearable part. After that, business did pick up, and they started having a wrestling match. That backbreaker was seriously devastating. It looked like she killed Wendy Chu. It looked good, it felt good. That was the only highlight of the match, and I'll give it a 1 star because of that. That's about it. 1.5 tops if you want to convince me, but ain't going higher than that. This interview with Wesley, he says that was a receipt, of him attacking Carmelo earlier in the night. He tried to crush my skull and end my career. I'm focused on the ladder match at Halloween Havoc. Who comes out? What'd you think about this guy interrupting Wesley and bringing up Tony D? And, he was warning Wesley.
It's trash, right? It's a bad character, bad trash promo, bad everything. So it's just basically, let's just kill some time to get Tony D back. Hopefully he comes back.
This is like a hint that Tony's coming back soon, though, because I don't think they would continue his storyline and bring his name up if he wasn't coming back soon.
Hopefully.
You know whose name we did hear last night? We did hear Cody Rhodes' name on Raw last night. The White Rabbit.
Oh no. Now it's Cody.
It's definitely Cody.
Could be Brandy Rhodes.
Hey man, it could be fucking Sable.
I still got Scarlett.
It could be Sable. Yo, what if it's Brock Lesnar? Yo, imagine. Yo, everybody would be fucking tight. Yeah, but he's actually confirmed. Brock Lesnar is confirmed for 4 shows. He will be at Crown Jewel. I think he's taking on Bobby Lashley at Crown Jewel. I'm not 100%. Not 100%.
Again, same matches.
We got a video package of Gallus. Don't worry, lads. Briggs and Jensen. We'll be back soon enough, and when we come back, don't think we're just coming back for the tag team gold. We're coming to be on top. Were you impressed with this video package?
No.
Wolfgang looks like some dude you could see at any pub in America just standing at the bar.
They look like some European band just traveling around Europe, just trying to make a quick buck. I don't want.
What's the guy's name in the middle? With he has like the beige jacket on.
Coffee. I call him Coffee, right? Because they're Coffee brothers. So
he has the best look out of all 3 of them. If I had to pick one, but thank God we don't have to watch this much longer. We get a video package of Caden, Carter, Katana, Chance. First, we're going to have Toxic Attraction, though. They're coming out to the ring. They're going to have a number 1 contenders match. We'll get into that video package of Caden, Carter, and Katana Chance after, but let's get into this number 1 contenders match for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Toxic Attraction versus Zoe Starks and Nikita Lyons. Actually, I don't know. Maybe we do the video package first. Anything is possible, of course, when you have the right people there to support you, Jay. Anything is possible when you have the right people there to support you. Do you agree with that statement? Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, should they be the women's tag team champions right now? Should we be getting force-fed video packages about how great they are? What did you think about their video package? And them saying that Toxic has no chance of getting these titles from us, and, you know, basically showcasing the tag team's rise to the top, some of their hardships along the way. Did they get any support from you? Did their stock go up at all for you?
Listen, we are in danger right now. All right, everybody, we on code red. We have no women tag team official.
They were holding hands, Jay. Hold my hand, Jay.
All we have is a bunch of women just trying to be call themselves tag teams. This is horrible. I don't care about this video package. They're feeding this down our throats. They want us to be, oh my God, be the baby face. Yes, they feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for these girls whatsoever. Should they be the champs? That's argumentative. But I personally am scared for NXT and the main roster just for the fact that we have no women tag team, no real women tag team. And this is sad.
I could see that. It's a little sad.
It's sad.
They went in on this like promo though. They were really trying to showcase these ladies and make them look like amazing. And it's sad because I think it's just going to be over for them soon. I see the signs coming. I'm sure you see the signs coming. There's the sign right it's there, sad. And it roars like a lion.
It's sad.
It roars. Come on, Jay, roar.
They're saying we're losers. That's why it's
Can
sad.
You roar?
We are losers.
Can you roar?
I will not roar for these losers.
Why won't you roar for Nikita Lyons? She's obviously going to be a superstar.
Not with that intro. She's not going to be a superstar.
Roar!
That's the worst intro.
Man. Toxic Attraction versus Zoe Starks, Nikita Lyons. They're going to have a tag team match. I actually like this match. I had fun with it. Toxic Attraction they're great workers. Gigi Dolan, JC Jane. And the household names at this point, they have to be, man. They've been on SmackDown. Nikita should have been on SmackDown. She was supposed to be, but, injury put that away. But this match is hot and heavy. Zoe Starks putting on a good show of JC Jane over there. Great moves, great wrestling, great counters, a lot of Ricky Steamboat, Macho Man spots, non-stop pinning, rolling, counter into another submission, and that got countered into a pin, and then they got up and did a high spot, big kicks, big knees. Zoe Starks look good. They're finishing moves. Not even bad. I like her, kind of go to sleep, modified go to sleep to the knee. I feel like I'm not a fan of that split drop that Nikita Lyons does. I don't think it looks good enough. She ended it though. She got that split drop and they picked up the 1, 2, 3, beating Toxic Attraction. Of course, they're without their fearless leader and also the greatest NXT Women's Champion of all time, Mandy Rose. But nonetheless, Zoe Starks, Nikita Lyons picking up the win. Very impressive fashion. Tag team champs watching in the back. Jay, what did you see tonight?
I saw impressions, and Zoe Stark made an impression on me. She had that nice springboard drop kick.
Yes.
Real great spot before we went to picture. Another person that keeps impressing me is JC Jane.
Oh, JC Jane, yeah.
JC Jane always has it. She has the super kick to Lyons. She did the double suplex on Lyons. I mean, Stark had the super kick at Gigi, followed by the German by Lyons. It was a lot of good stuff, but let's face it, Zoe Stark and the King Lyons are not real tag team. But going back, Jane had the net breaker on Lyons. That looked good too. Jane with the forearm shot on Stark. That was a great sell, and that looked good too. So JC Jane is the MVP for me in this one. This match was good. The merry-go-round GTS, followed by that split pin. I thought you loved it. I never was a fan of it. I don't know what's the point of it. I don't like the part where she looks at the camera like this. It's just horrible. But overall, this match had it. I knew Toxic Attraction was going to lose, but I kind of wish they didn't, because you always need a babyface and a heel, and I thought that video crappy production was going to lead to Toxic Attraction being face and heel. So it's just a little weird. I guess they're trying to tell us that Carter and Chance are going to be heels because Starks and Lions are really cave faces and they're more over than them. So it looks like this is what we're kind of seeing. Overall, I'm seeing a 3-star.
So that's why we got that goody vignette, and even that's why she pointed out, you're a goody, and then she didn't like that. She got tight. She's like, I'm not a goody, huh? She was like, yes, you are. You're always nice to everybody. You always help everybody. So, yeah. So they're probably going to turn super heel to screw these girls over again and again and again until eventually they do overcome the heel odds and become your new NXT Tag Team Champs. Probably at WrestleMania. Their WrestleMania weekend. Or maybe they might even put this on the WrestleMania card, because at the end of the day, there's a bunch of people on the NXT roster that could put on a better match than the people on the WWE roster. You know? How much better? Could you imagine WrestleMania main event Dragunov versus Braun Breaker?
Or Dragunov versus Tony D.
How about Dragunov versus fucking Roman Reigns right now? Because this fucking kid is ready to fucking kill. He is tonight. This was a 17-star fucking promo. This was a 17-star vignette. I've been watching NXT for years. I've been watching WWE for decades. I'll probably watch it till the day I die. There might never be a better vignette than what we saw tonight. This vignette was historic. It was incredible because the passion, the intensity that just oozes off this human's body. Dragunov is the most impressive specimen in NXT right now. He might even be the most impressive specimen in the entire world of professional wrestling. He is that secret ingredient that Triple H has been holding on to. He knows what this kid is capable of. I feel like this kid is 100% a future multiple world champion. He is going to go on to have some of the greatest matches in the history of WrestleMania. That's how strong I believe in this kid. God damn, man. I hope they let him beat Braun Breaker right fucking now. Halloween Havoc, man. I'm going for Dragunov all the way, bro. His work has been money. Go ahead. What'd you see in this vignette tonight?
Nothing like that. I didn't see it, so
what?
It's just fair to me, man. I was just like, okay, whatever.
Wow. Nah, this kid is incredible, bro. His passion, his intensity in the ring, his ability to deliver a vignette like this, and convincingly, you know, going back and forth between watching footage of Braun Breaker, talking about his suffering, how he got injured, how JD McDonough was the one that injured him, and how it's inspired him, you know, because he was the champion. He was the WWE NXT UK champion of the world, like other greats like Gunther, like Pete Dunne, like Tyler Bate, like JD McDonough. He was that same thing. He had that title, and he had to relinquish it because of JD McDonough. There's history there. There's long-term storytelling going on right here that your simple-minded ass ain't appreciating right now, Jay, and you're pissing me off, man. This shit was fire.
All right.
Who do you think's going to win that main event at Halloween Havoc?
My boy, Braun Breaker.
He probably is, isn't he? Fuck, man.
Breaker time.
I like Dragunov a lot, though, bro. I really do. I feel like he's got the stuff, man. I like JD, too, but Braun Breaker, yeah. Braun Breaker's super impressive, man. He's been impressive in every showing. He's a stud. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's definitely a future world champion. But I can see Dragunov right next to him right there, giving him a hell of a run for his fucking money. And I feel like if they put the psycho gimmick on this kid and he just spazzes out, we're going to get some fucking physical abuse on some WWE superstars. This kid looks like he hits hard. Even Walter, I think, said this kid hits hard. but in a good way.
We'll see.
In a good way. Now we're going to get the Grayson Waller effect, Jay. And go ahead. Why don't you take over for us?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't believe this is coming right now. Never in the history of WWE have we seen something so great that it hasn't even started yet. We saw split screen, one of the greatest baby faces we have right now in Roxanne Perez, and one of the greatest heels we have right now in women's Cora Jade, walking down, and to Savage, the facials was great on both ends. Perez with the smile, and Jade with the seriousness. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Two bona fide superstars that don't even know they're superstars, and they're already superstars right now. I could see the merch exploding right now. All the little girls trying to be a generation of Jade or be with Perez. Right now, we get into Grayson Waller. Let's not talk about his IG Live. Awesome. Grayson Waller Effects Show is probably one of my favorite shows since the Miz TV. This show it's already in the second episode. It has two of the top stars at NXT. And when they both came out, they came out like stars, people. Like fucking WWE superstars. They come out, they talk. Grayson Wallace in, he's kicking in. Great facials on both ends. Jada said, how many times you gonna cry to get this rematch? With your little sob story. Ooh. And then Brock said, like, I'm not crying. We were supposed to do this together. You and I, we were supposed to change everything. But now I gotta change it for myself. I gotta do it for myself. And Havoc, I'm gonna show you. The word Savage, I tell you what's intestinal. The goosebumps right now. I got goosebumps right now just talking about this. All right? This is probably going to be the greatest rivalry in history since Charlotte and Sasha, Becky and Belair, Stone Cold Rock, Hogan Rock, Warrior, Rue. The list goes on and on and on, and I don't want to keep going. But overall, we get back. Grayson Waller commanding the thing. I love the IG. I love the back-to-back camera. If you listen to the big title trauma, and I don't want to keep. That was funny with his old goofiness. If you saw his facials like that and stuff, it looked so funny. This guy has the greatest facials. He knows how to command everything, and he controlled this. He was basically saying, ooh and ah, we're not going to do this in the Grayson Waller effect. I got my security guard here and everything. He was controlling this great. And overall, this worked. And you got to admit, this was great. And it even got greater with Spin the Wheel. I was a little shocked by it. I was a little shocked when it was opponents. I think that's a great twist. I would love to see where that goes in 2 weeks. But overall, we get to this wheel. I'm like, oh my God, man, they're going to have a street fight. They're going to have a cage match. And what do we get? A weapons wilding match. I don't know whose bright idea was that. You could just call it a hardcore match or an extreme rules match, right? I don't know why they call it weapon wild out match. But overall, it was great. Grayson Waller was great. But now we get to the little silliness, right? So overall, everything's going. The girls are getting at it. They want to go at it. And let me tell you, Savage, when they were trying to go at it in the security guard, that looked great too. We get to Grayson Waller. Then who we see? Apollo Crews. And he takes Grayson Waller under. What do we get with the silliness? He comes out with red in his eyes. You're going to put some silliness like this with blood in the man's eyes when he comes from under the mat in less than a minute.
Yeah.
Silly stuff right there. But overall, Grayson Waller sold it. And Apollo Crews did his part with his little smile. And the girls did their part in the ring. So, if I could go 10, I would. But I'm going at a 5 because that's the highest we go. This is a 5-star segment. And it did deliver on all cylinders. All cylinders. This all delivered. And it was well executed since last week. It was promoted well. Everything was great. Both women are great. If you do not see Roxanne Perez being the number one babyface in NXT or NXT 2.0, you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, you have lost your mind. This woman beats Zoe Stark. This woman beats Nikki Lyons. She is ahead of the game without even having the freaking match.
What do you think about the wheel spin and them getting the weapons match? Are you excited about that? Do you think that adds? I mean, that adds to it a little bit for Halloween Havoc. Does there have to be blood now?
It was a shocker. There's going to be no blood between this match, but it's supposed to be...
If one of them had to bleed, who would you pick?
Physical.
If one of them had to bleed, who would you pick? Who would you rather see do the job?
I can't. You can't ask me this question. It's difficult. I don't even know who's going to win right now.
There's a hooded gentleman by the wheel. Of course, Grayson Waller's very scared. He has to go check it out, make sure it's not Apollo Crews. But then Apollo Crews comes out of nowhere, drags Grayson Waller under the ring. Security is trying to break up the fight between Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. And then Grayson Waller comes crawling out of the ring with bloody eyes. And apparently Apollo Crews' vision has come to life. Was this part of your 5 stars?
This hopefully is setting up Halloween Havoc Grayson Waller to be in the card, because he needs to be on this card.
It has to be, yeah. Okay.
Hopefully.
So that's your thoughts on that. I mean, all right.
I'm going 5 right here. This is a 5.
5 in for the whole thing combined.
Savage, you always trash talk these women. I remember when you were shitting on Cora Jade.
It was good. Listen.
And then you shit on the woman that has beat 18 women in ROH to be the first ever ROH women's champion in Roxanne Perez. And not only that, I told you, I told Gilch, I told Dave, the most dangerous move in pro wrestling, the pop rocks. Everybody's taking it. From Ray Phoenix to little Pentas and all that out there, they're all taking this person's move right there. This is the number one babyface. This is the person that Candice LeRae should be on Monday Night Raw, but instead of being all doofy and shit, and this is the person that we need to see in the main roster. And you could agree with me with that. If I had to choose between Roxanne Perez and Candice LeRae to go out there on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown and have a match with any of the women's roster, I'm going to pick Roxanne Perez. Why? Because Candice LeRae just looks pale and her moves are falling flat. And you know it, and I know it. You know this woman is a fucking superstar.
You need to take a step back and calm down. Maybe take some medication, calm down, do something, because you're getting all worked up for nothing. All right, I like Cora Jade. I like Roxanne Perez. I just like Cora Jade better than Roxanne Perez. End of story. Grayson Waller was great. I'll give it a 5-star too. It was a lot of fun tonight, and the Grayson Waller effect was awesome. End of story. The Grayson Waller effect was awesome. It's must-see TV. You should watch it. And that's the end of it.
I'm going mute because I got a lot to say.
Jesus Christ, let it go, man. Now we get a video of the Creed brothers, and they're warming up for their match. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Now we get a video of Joe Gacy, Mick Yeager, the Schism, telling some dude in a red sweatshirt he needs to do better. Jay, who's under the hoodie? Is it Johnny Gargano?
I don't know. This was probably the low point, I think, for me.
This was lower than Lash Legend promo? No way.
So.
No.
This was bad.
MJF, baby. Just so you all know, the past, the present, and the future of professional wrestling. MJF. And he's not even on NXT. Seth Rollins, he's not the future, he's the present of professional wrestling. He's the pinnacle. Tonight you're going to see him main event another pay-per-view, yet again. He doesn't even need a fucking title to main event pay-per-views. Let's be honest. He's the man.
True.
He's Seth fucking Rollins. Don't ever forget it. And pretty soon they're going to say it on WWE. He's going to come on and say, I'm Seth fucking Rollins. It's going to happen. And when that shit happens and he lights the fuse, that fire that used to come down the ramp as he would come to the ring, it's going to come back and he's going to burn it all down. The WWE as we know it is going to be restructured and redesigned by one and only one man, and that is the architect, Seth fucking Rollins. And don't you fucking forget it. You heard it here first on Wrestling with Savage. Seth fucking Rollins. Clip that shit. Yeah. Now we're going to get a match. Julius Creed versus Duke Hudson. Julius Creed with a squash match win on Duke Hudson, making quick work for him. Wade was trying to hype up Duke before he was absolutely murdered by Julius. Brutus comes down and smashes Duke Hudson some more. Not nice. Poor Brutus. Why does Brutus poor Duke. Why does Brutus have to do that to him? I thought this was going to be a real wrestling match, and instead we just got a complete squash. Fucking Julius just fucking killed this guy. What did you see tonight?
And this is bad because Duke Hudson's like a leading star in NXT Level Up on
Yeah,
Friday.
Wade was giving him props.
I was surprised. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, I was surprised too because he had a match with Braun Breaker. I mean, he lost in 3 minutes, but I feel like this was more of a squash than that Braun Breaker match. And that's the champ.
No. It was just weird.
At the end of the day, this did make Julius look like a fucking beast. But Brutus coming out, beating down on Duke some more, that didn't even make sense. Because, the guy already beat him. What are we going to get? We're going to get Damon Kemp coming from his famous spot up there in the rafters. He's going to challenge Julius for a match at Halloween Havoc. But now we're going to have added stipulations where if he beats Julius, Brutus is out of NXT. So we're going to add something to this match. Now, I don't see that happening. So I feel like that makes this match a little predictable. Obviously, Julius is going to win this match. But I don't know. Or what? He leaves NXT and then they both just go to SmackDown? Is that what's happening here? What do you think? Real quick. Damon Kemp also said that Brutus is his bitch. He did say that.
I thought Kemp promo was weak. There was really nothing going on here. The whole thing doesn't make sense. I mean, okay, you want to fight Julius, if not, his brother leaves NXT. So it's just a really dumb stipulation. I would have done it differently. But this is what it is. I would have at least Julius say, okay, if I win, then you have to, do something or whatever. But it's not even like that. He says, if I win, you got to give Brutus a match next week. So it looks like this is just going to be ongoing after Halloween Havoc. I'm not looking forward to it. I kind of hope Julius loses because, let's face it, Julius is better out of the both of them. And I don't really need to see Brutus like that. So that's how I feel about it. There's nothing to rate here, too. I just think it was a bad segment. I don't know. Kemp wasn't really, I don't know if it was the smiles or the cockiness, but the cockiness wasn't believable. It was phony to me.
Well, Julius is going to add another stipulation. He says he agrees to fight him at Halloween Havoc, and, his brother will be gone if he loses. But they're going to fight in an ambulance match to just add a little stipulation there. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I'm actually interested in that match, though, because even though Damon Kemp is shit on the mic, he's great in the fucking ring. He really is. So, this is going to be a good match. It might even be match of the fucking night, because Damon Kemp can go. Julius can go. It's going to be interesting to see how long this match is going to be. Is it going to be a short match, quick match? Are they going to give him half an hour? We're going to find out what kind of match we're going to get out of Damon Kemp. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen to Roderick Strong in the end of all this, because they kept bringing up his name over and over again tonight. We haven't seen him on TV in a while. Where is Roddy? Get well soon, Roderick Strong. We miss you here on Wrestling with Savage. Well, maybe I do. I don't know if Jay does.
No. Nobody cares about you, man. Go to Impact.
We got a promo from JD McDonough. Says he has a good perspective on his opponents at Halloween Havoc, educating us on Braun Breaker and Dragunov. He says they have no brain cells but unlimited energy. But at Halloween Havoc, I'm going to let that work against them. At Halloween Havoc, the smartest man will walk away with the championship. Obviously, he thinks he's the smartest man in this match coming up. Halloween Havoc. What did you see in this promo? Would you rate it? It wasn't better than Dragunov's. No. Dragunov's was money compared to this. Like, not even close.
I don't rate these video packages. I don't even.
These are vignettes. I mean, this is a vignette. Let's be honest. He's sitting there watching footage, multiple. He's got, when you saw Dragunov watching his matches, he was just watching one match at a time. When you see JD McDonough watching his matches, he's watching 4 different matches happen at the same time because he wants to show you that his mind is that much bigger that he can grasp so much content at once. He's a fucking human SpongeBob.
He's a loser in my book.
I wouldn't be shocked if he wins the title, though.
Then I will have to stop watching NXT 2.0.
I highly doubt that. You won't stop.
I have to.
You love this show. You have a better chance of stopping to watch NXT.
That's like saying give Butch the title. Yeah, give it to Butch.
Man, you can't stop watching NXT because then you're going to miss out on Hank Walker promos. We get a Hank Walker promo. The security guard who got hired, he got a contract from Shawn Michaels. The guards are pumping him up. Quincy Elliott interrupts him, says, watch out for Zion Quinn, because I pissed him off last week. Even though I love his tattoos and all, you should watch out for him. I think I pissed him off last week. Quincy Elliott begins to dance with the security guards. They're all having a good time. Real quick, we're going to take a moment to actually support one of WWE's causes. You can text IAN to 90999 to donate $10 to the American Red Cross, and this will go into helping all the people that were devastated in Florida from the hurricane. So yeah, if you have $10 lying around and you got nothing better to do with it, there are people in Florida that are hurting right now, that don't have homes right now, they don't have electricity, they don't have power, they don't have food, they don't know where to go, they might not have family, they might not have help, and the only help they have is what the government is going to give them, which hopefully is more than, what I'm used to government giving me, which is nothing. So I gotta hope that, there's people out there that are helping out. And if you want to be one of them, you can text IAN to 90999 to quickly donate $10. I believe it goes straight to your phone bill. I'm not sure. But yeah, here's some shots of the damage done in Florida. Do you have any family in Florida, Jay?
No.
I have a couple of people in Florida that I actually need to check up on them and see how they're doing. I'm sure they all relocated and did what they had to do to survive. A lot of people died. It was like 160 people already dead or something, People that wouldn't leave their home, and their home just got, either flooded away or just they couldn't swim. Like, it's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy for that kind of shit to happen in 2022. But it is what it is. We're going to go right into our next match. Hank Walker versus Zion Quinn, and I'm sure this is going to cheer Jay up because he loves Zion Quinn. And don't forget the Performance Center.
Man.
Performance Center is in Orlando, man. But Orlando's in the middle. They're not near any beaches, so they don't have any worries of floods. Not yet. Maybe in another 25 years.
And that's great news, because I'll take it over for Zion Quinn versus the fat slob Hank Walker. Let me tell you something.
You mean Seth Rogen? Why don't you like Seth Rogen?
We're looking at a bona fide superstar in the Samoan Ghost. Shout out to Sada for saying that. The Samoan Ghost, 6'2", 229 pounds, a former rugby wing, played for the Raiders. I told you this guy is a blockbuster. This guy has the it factor. He has the Zion Wall, but he did not do the Zion Wall tonight. He only does it for special occasions. But he did the nice spine buster. He did the knees to the chest. His facials was amazing, Savage. Let's face it. Everybody's booing him. He loves the heel. I love it. I love the intro. I love the lights. I love the stands. He is ready. He had the flying forearm for the 1, 2, 3. That's all he needed. Zion Quinn needed this win. It bona fides him. Wade Barrett has been juicing this guy up since he started ringing the bell. Juicing. This guy will be a superstar. It's just going to take a little time. He's going to fight Quincy Elliott again. He has beaten Quincy Elliott, NXT Level Up. Now we get to see NXT 2.0. I can't wait. They're giving more TV time for Zion Quinn, and it's about freaking time. Let's face it. This is under a new direction. And this guy has literally been on the shelf, just fucking waiting there to be fucking played with. And now we're playing with him, and now this is what we're seeing. We're seeing someone that has the look that McMahon would say, you know what? This guy, yes, I want him on the roster. This is a nice guy. Yes, Von Wagner. This is another guy I want. He has it. This is the type of person that Mick McMahon would like, but it is not his show. It is under a new era, and it's under my man HBK. And this guy, thank God he's giving to Tayan. I was praying last night. My wishes have come true. And this match I cannot give it a 5-star because of a fat slob. He decided to take off his chest. He's probably almost as fat as Quincy Elliott. Maybe not there, but
come on, man.
Fat.
Jesus Christ.
They're both fat. He shows his gut. He's trying to do a splash with no full speed during the current turnbuckle. His fucking arm drags, really? Danhausen could do arm drag, for God's sake. I could do an arm drag. Come on. And I don't even wrestle. And I don't even go to wrestling school. But let's face it. Whoever gave this guy a contract, whoever signed this guy and say, hey, we're going to make you a WWE superstar, you're a buffoon. Just like the buffoon who put Quincy Elliott on TV. That's a disgrace to my eyes. It's a disgrace to everybody in my house watching this. So, what do I give this Zion Quinn performance? I'm going to give it a 3. Why? Because he won the fucking match and got TV time and he did his shit. But I cannot go higher than that. Just because of these buffoons and because you want to call him Seth Rogen, I'm going to call him a Pillsbury Doughboy because his gut was as bigger as his fucking head.
You better be nice because usually on online lately, wrestlers are taking offense to being called fat, and if you're calling this guy fat,
well, then
Kevin Owens must be fucking Shanmu then.
Put the word.
I don't hear you call Kevin Owens fat. Why? Because he doesn't show his gut? What if Kevin Owens came out with no shirt one night? Would you be upset?
Listen, we all know that Kevin Owens got a gut too. Well, you know what's the difference?
Kevin Owens is a fucking beast.
He's chiseled. You know what I mean? These people like Hank Walker, he's just fat. His gut was wiggling as he was running.
So you're telling me Kevin Owens' gut wouldn't wiggle when he runs?
There you go, folks. Savage trying to defend all these people. These Seth Rogen type of wrestlers. Go ahead, Savage.
Oh, man.
Enjoy your...
What? I got a stomach, man. What do you think? My stomach doesn't jiggle when I fucking run? You're going to call me a fat bastard, too? God damn it.
Savage, the point is this guy cannot wrestle, period.
Well, I'll give you that one. He's
and
not
he's fat.
Listen, I don't know much about Hank. All I know is he was doing security, and now he's wrestling. I don't like it. The match itself was a 2.5. Zion Quinn did look very impressive. I didn't like the ending when Quincy Elliott, of course, was holding Hank's hand and then slapping his ass in appreciation for great work. Zion Quinn did not look happy about any of what was going on in the ring. Zion Quinn does have the look. He looks like he's ready to join the bloodline right now, betray Roman Reigns, and take the title right off his back. Look-wise, he does have the look. I'll give you that.
I will make my wish come true.
Maybe. You never know. There's always the Royal Rumble, right? Man, now we're going to get a video of Cameron Grimes talking to the guy in the hoodie, or the girl in the hoodie. We don't really know. It's probably a girl. It looks more like a girl. It's a tiny person in this hoodie. And this person in the hoodie, they've been in the audience before. I've spotted them in the audience multiple times over the last couple of weeks. So they've been planting this for weeks. We don't know the reveal yet. Maybe Halloween Havoc. Obviously, this is leading up to a match between Joe Gacy and Cameron Grimes. But unfortunately, Cameron Grimes is by himself. Joe Gacy has backup in the Schism, the Dyads. Okay. They come out. Schism comes out. They attack Grimes with a garbage can. And Cameron Grimes needs to learn that he can stop this. He just needs to embrace the Schism's tree, the shade. He needs to get in the shade, Jay. Are you even, I mean, what do you, if you had to rate this, what would you rate this out of 5? Really?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No.
Nothing?
Poor Cameron Grimes. Poor Cameron.
Man, we get a video package now. Brute's in the back with Briggs and Jensen. Briggs and Jensen want the first shot when they become the new tag team champs. Then Inofi and Malik Blade show up as well. Pete Dunne beats a chair into the wall, says he is done because it's fight night, and we put up banger after banger after banger. This is going to lead us into an interview with Braun Breaker, interrupted by Big Body Javi, who says, you know, why would you make it a triple threat? That's why, you know, you lost the title last time. You got all the tools, but not this one, pointing to his brain. Your stupidity is going to make me request a match against you next week, says Braun. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Brawling Brute's coming out. There's the interview with Braun Breaker right there. Big Body Javi. What's going on with Big Body Javi, and why is he getting thrown in the ring with Braun Breaker all of a sudden?
Why is Hank Walker and Big Body Javi on the show, period?
Yeah, right.
Who the hell's fighting these guys?
I don't know.
It's all-
Upcoming matches next week on NXT. We're going to get the North American Championship qualifying match, best of 3 series. Match number 3, Axiom versus Nathan Frazier. It's all tied up 1-1. In my opinion, they've been putting on clinics, very good, entertaining wrestling matches that have gotten high praise on Busted Open from wrestling legends like Mark Henry. Bully Ray praised this match. Tommy Dreamer praised this match. Dave LaGreca praised this match. And you know what? I praised this match. I thought it was a good match. Who do you think is coming out on top right now? Who's getting win number 3? Or win number 2? Win number 2. That's not what I asked you. You need to be more positive, Jay. Your negativity makes people fucking upset.
Good. You can write your email and question Wrestling with Savage. But overall, they're both losers. If I had to pick a loser, I'll pick Frazier.
All right, well, you heard it here first. Jay picks Nathan Frazier, the loser. Who's going to be the winner?
Oh, no, let's pick the comic.
Stacks versus Wesley next week. What do you think about this one? And apparently Wesley is, they're giving him a push, apparently. But
whoever put that match, whoever said let's have that match on live TV next week is fired.
Well, Wesley is going to win that match, I think. Unless Tony D comes back live next week. Screws him. That'd be nice. It'd be nice. We get the match for the NXT Tag Team Championship now. Brawling Brutes versus Pretty Deadly, and they put on a complete clinic. This match started at about 9:45. It ended at about 10:05. Alicia Taylor introducing the champs. Pretty Deadly didn't get the full entrance. The Brawling Brutes did. They came in and they did what they normally do. They put on bangers. They put on clinics. Ridge Holland was super impressive tonight with everything that he did. Every move was on point on the way they bumped it, the way they gave it. He sold well. His teamwork with Pete Dunne was incredible. Pete Dunne's usual wrestling, joint manipulation, non-stop pounding, ground pound, crazy fast movement, selling, delivering moves. They're great. They make the perfect tag team, and I actually thought they were going to rip the titles off Pretty Deadly, and that's where the match was even better, because Pretty Deadly, they're just doing all this crazy shit to make sure they don't lose, to make sure they walk away with the titles no matter what. Cheating, putting the foot on the ropes, fucking trying to get disqualified by hitting the referee. They pulled out almost all the stops tonight to be the perfect asshole kind of group. You know what I mean? And it was incredible to see Imperium come out and try to make sure that, Brawling Brutes do not win the NXT Tag Team titles tonight, to add fuel to the fire for their match at Extreme Rules, which, it's such a lost art form to add fuel to the fire for matches. And this was a great way. If you're a good WWE fan and you follow all the shows like we do, you appreciate the little subtleties in moments like this for, hype before pay-per-view. This made me even more excited to see this 3-on-3 match now between the Brutes and Imperium. It's going to be fucking awesome. Probably going to be the match of the night. What did you see tonight, man? I was super impressed with Pretty Deadly. I give this a 4-star, maybe 4.5. If it could have been higher if it was like a clean finish, but all the shenanigans, I'm going to lower it a little bit. I give it a 4. Solid 4. Entertaining. Great match. Fun.
I wish this match wasn't the main event. I wish it was the Grayson Waller effect. This is not a 4-star main event for me, but it was good. Ridge and Butch had that drop kick to the release suplex. I like that spot. Thought that was good. But what really happened in this match? Not really a lot. Holland had the tilt-around slam. I like when Butch was over Holland and he flipped over for the powerbomb spot. That was a good spot, too. What I didn't like was the silly shit. And I think Pretty Deadly was overselling, and I didn't like when they did the Dean Ambrose, I'm going to go to the ropes.
Yeah, come on. That German suplex was awesome from Pete, though.
Call it the Kyle O'Reilly, I'm going to go back in the rope and I'm going to clothesline you. I could live without the Sheamus double, I don't know what you call it.
I'll give you that.
Without it, though.
Yeah.
I could live without it because it's become so repetitive that I've seen on SmackDown over like 3 weeks already. So, I mean, there was a good thing and things I didn't really enjoy, It was a little flat for me, but I'm giving it a 3. I don't think it was a bad match. I'm not going to badmouth it, but there was just something missing. I don't know. I think
I thought there was great heel work. You didn't like that part where they went to hit the referee?
Yeah.
I thought that was great heel work, man.
You know what it is? Maybe it's because when Imperium came, they came late. It felt like they were waiting for Imperium to come out of the fans, and I don't know if you noticed that there was some sort of hesitation. It looked like
I had a feeling Imperium was going to come on and try to fucking ruin this fucking match. Because I was like, I don't think after we got that.
One more thing.
Yeah.
And that bitter end by Butch looked like complete shit because this guy did not flip over. Just landed. He just went up and down.
End of the day, Pretty Deadly with the spilt milk on Ridge Holland picking up the win. Obviously, the assist from Imperium. They're still your NXT Tag Team Champions. What I didn't like was how all these other people started coming out after the match was already over. You have Anofi and Malik Blade. Like, they have no business. They have no business being outside there right now. At all. All right? I just... And then you have Briggs and Jensen. And they're in the, I'm going to call it the Damon Kemp, Joe Gacy spot. Why? Do we need to see Briggs and Jensen to close this show?
It's just no tag teams for them.
Oh, yeah. They definitely need an influx of tag teams right now. Their tag team division is...
It's horrible.
But there's two teams. It's Pretty Deadly and the Creed brothers, really. I mean, that's pretty much it. But at the end of the day, Pretty Deadly ends the show with holding the belts high, so they go out on top. NXT tonight was a great show. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I had a good time with NXT tonight overall, man. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, 4 out of 5 tonight. NXT was a good time, man. We're going to be bringing you Extreme Rules live play-by-play coverage, and by we, I mean me, this Saturday starting 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Question.
Yeah, live play-by-play going down. If you have any questions, make sure you go to wrestlingwithsavage@gmail.com. Send them away. You can also visit our website, wrestlingwithsavage.com, where you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Discord, Spotify, and hit us up anytime you want, man. Watch the show. We are live Mondays, WWE night. We cover SmackDown. We cover Raw. Tonight we cover NXT and other WWE stuff too. But I wanted to ask you, Jay, did you watch Impact Wrestling on Thursday?
No.
We need help on this show, Jay. To make this show get better, that's what we need. We need a staff. We need a New Japan reporter who's going to come on here once a month and let us know what the fuck is going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Let us know if there's any matches that maybe we missed that we should have watched. New guys to look out for. We need an Impact reporter who's going to come on once a month and report to us on the trash that is Impact Wrestling. Let us know if there was anything worthy of our fucking time. And possibly we need an independent reporter. Someone who's big on the indies. And they follow all the independent shit. And they're going to come on once a month and let us know what the fuck is going on in the independent world of wrestling. I think and NXT could be the night we make that happen. So I'm going to reach out to the TikTok universe. We have 15,000 strong following us now. Growing daily. I'm going to see if I can find some volunteers. If you're out there and you're watching this, if you follow New Japan, if you follow Impact Wrestling, and you would like to be part of the cast for Wrestling with Savage, come on here and be a special reporter and give us the breaking news that we need to know about the world of professional wrestling. Because me and Jay, we have a lot of wrestling, we got a lot of responsibilities, so we just simply cannot watch all the content that's out there every week. It's just not possible. And work a full-time job, and spend time with the wife and the kids, and then walk the dogs, and and then we got other things to do. We got phone calls to make, and then of course we want to eat, we want to shit, we want to sleep, we got to take a shower so we don't stink. God damn it! By the way, everybody, I was on Busted Open this morning. I called in, talked about the Monday Night Raw that took place in Minnesota, let them know that crowd in Minnesota should be absolutely ashamed of themselves for giving the what chant to Finn Balor. They were ready to rip anybody that walked through that curtain apart with the what chant, what chant, what chant. Basically, just like for no reason, no rhyme, no reason. Makes no sense. If you're going to go to a show and pay money to watch professional wrestling, you should give the guy a couple of minutes before you start chanting stupidity like what. Because what makes no sense right now for Finn Balor. He wasn't even talking in the way that you would say what. Use what appropriately. Use it appropriately. Stop being bad fans. Whoever was out there last night chanting what at Finn Balor 8 seconds into Monday Night Raw, like, you need to be chopped hard. What's wrong with you? Did you hear about this at all? Did you even notice it last night, the what chants?
Yeah. I don't really mind it. It's not like it bothered me.
In general, aren't you just sick of the whole what thing?
It's always going to be around forever.
Yeah, but it should be used appropriately, man.
It won't.
I know. It definitely won't, man.
That's how it is, kids.
But I called Busted Open again towards the end of their show, and I basically asked if I could cut a promo on Dave LaGreca and Bully Ray. And the guy told me, I love your intensity. I'd love to get you on right now, but we only have like 4 minutes left in the show. He's like, why don't you call back tomorrow or another day during the middle of the show, and I'll get you on there and do your thing, you know? So basically, I don't know when, but I'm going to call back again, and I'm going to cut a promo, a hardcore promo, about the world, the state. I'm going to give them my state of professional wrestling until they either hang up on me or start asking me questions. And I'm going to just try to make a good impression on Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer and Dave LaGreca. And then I'm going to politely ask them if I could have a quick shout out for my podcast, which I do at night and is in competition for you guys. You guys are the morning guys. I wake up and I listen to you guys every day. But maybe, you know, some of your fans would like to listen to me when they go to sleep because, let's be honest, I sound better than all of you. And I look better than all of you. Just talk a little shit. I'm going to cut a promo, baby.
Sure.
I'm going to cut a promo on Bully Ray about how fucking inspirational he was to me and how incredible it was to watch the look on his face after he powerbombed Mae Young through a table. I also asked him today, did the Usos ask you for permission to use the 3D? And he said no, they didn't ask him for permission. They probably asked Devon, but he has absolutely no problem with them using it. To quote him, he said it's actually like a tribute band who likes playing Metallica's music, and they do it out of respect for the band. So, if anything, he appreciates it. It's their own version called the 1D, and it actually means one and done, which I didn't know. I didn't know it was called the one and done. I thought it was just a 1D. But Bully Ray said it's called the one and done, and he says he grew up with those kids in the locker room, running around, fucking with him, going into his locker room, going into his gym bag. So he's got nothing but love and respect for the Usos, who are now rocking the 1D and are in prime form, to be honest, because they're your current WWE Undisputed Universal Tag Team, whatever the fuck, champions of the world, man. How many times have they been champs? 10 times?
I have no clue.
A lot, though. It's a lot. It's a high number. It's not like 1 time, 2 time. They're like 8, 9, 10 time champs.
Probably.
They're probably going to pass the Dudley Boys.
Probably already has.
And they've reinvented themselves a few times. I don't want to get too much into the Usos, but I got to give them more props, especially lately. Lately, Jay and Jimmy Uso have been doing phenomenal work with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn just makes that shit work, man. God damn it. Did you see anything else on wrestling this week that you want to get into real quick, or are you done?
No, I didn't see nothing. I think we covered a lot yesterday, and today NXT, there wasn't really no breaking news or anything, so we just gotta wait till tomorrow, AEW, to see how they're gonna go. And each Wednesday's a surprise over there. You know, last
we got a lot to look forward. There's a lot of matches tomorrow.
Yeah, last week was the horrible promo by Saraya, so let's see if she's gonna make. Let's see if she's gonna make up for it. Let's see. Well, let's see what happens. Yeah, I think it's MJF, Wheeler Yuta tomorrow.
Yeah, MJF, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, and Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara.
Yeah,
you have Hangman Adam Page versus Roosh. You have Brian Cage versus Wardlow for sure. I believe Tony Storm's in action. A couple other matches. But
if Tony Storm is in action, we're in hell.
Do you think the Brian Cage match has a chance to be good? And do you think?
No.
Would you be surprised if Brian Cage comes out and beats Wardlow tomorrow?
No.
You wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't want to see it happen.
No, I think they paid him so Wardlow could squish him in probably what's going to be a 10-minute Beast versus Beast match, and eventually he's going to out-beast him and get the win. Powerbomb Symphony. Done deal.
Pretty much. But we'll see what happens tomorrow.
But it needs to be like a 10-minute match. It can't be like a 2-3-minute match. They need to go at it for 10 minutes. We need to see some heavy physical action between two colossus human-like beings, even though I'm pretty sure Brian Cage is like double the size of fucking Wardlow, if we're being real. Brian Cage is a big fucking boy.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him. When was the last time we saw him on TV?
That Battle Royale Rampage.
You're right. He was there. Is that the one we saw live at Grand Slam? Which, by the way, guys, if you haven't heard, we are doing a contest for a free chair giveaway. The video's all over the YouTube page. It's on the TikTok page. All you got to do is subscribe. Like I mentioned earlier, just subscribe to YouTube. Leave a comment on any one of our videos, and you're automatically qualified to win that chair. We will be giving it away when we probably get to 1,000 subs, because that's the goal. You know, we're giving away a nice chair, which, by the way, I'm trying to get the chair autographed as well by FTR or Bret Hart, so we can add a little something to the pot. And make it nice for one of you lucky fans out there. But you got to help us get to 1,000. The only way you can do that is by sharing and letting everybody know that you are watching the greatest wrestling podcast of all time with Jay, with Savage, with Dave, with Gil. Shout out to Crittext. You're about to hear the song. Everybody have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you here tomorrow for AEW Dynamite. You have been watching Wrestling with Savage, and we're out. We're out.
And I just want to say, you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man.
Yeah.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live as the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.